This is the second video in a series. If you haven't already seen the per capita basics video, please go back and watch that first. It provides a foundation for understanding the work that is presented here. And as a reminder that this video and discussions of per capita at General Assembly refer only to the portion of per capita that goes to General Assembly. Per capita in this video is not referring to amounts collected for the operations or mission of your presbytery or synod. Section G 3.0106 of the Book of Order says that presbyteries are responsible for raising their own funds and for raising and timely transmission of per capita funds to their respective synods and the General Assembly. In short, that means that presbyteries are required to remit the entire amount of per capita apportionment for their presbytery. The section continues by saying presbyteries may direct per capita apportionments to sessions within their bounds, but in no case shall the authority of the session to direct its benevolences be compromised, which means that the session is not required to pay their portion of the per capita. A presbytery's apportionment is based on the number of members in each congregation as reported on December 31st of the previous year. For example, the per capita rate assessed by OGA in 2017 was based on presbytery membership in 2015 and reported in 2016. The 2022 per capita rate of $8.98 is assessed based on 2020 membership numbers. As membership as we know it trends down and cost of funding a congregation go up, sessions tend to clean the rolls in order to lower their per capita apportionment. In our current system, it takes 2 years for those membership numbers to be reflected in the per capita amount that is assessed to presbyteries. We would be remiss if we didn't at least mention that the way we define membership is changing. The pandemic has caused many congregations to push those boundaries. Driven by context and most often out of necessity, just about every presbytery has their own way of collecting and paying per capita. And while a majority of presbyteries pay 100% of the per capita assessed to them, those numbers don't tell the story of how or at what expense to the presbytery's own ministry. Many presbyteries make a direct assessment to each congregation based on membership, sort of a bill they can choose to pay or not. Some presbyteries receive only what they call mission giving instead of per capita and pay the national assessment from that giving. Some pass on to OGA only what is received as designated per capita from congregations. For those that pay 100%, many are not collecting 100% from congregations. That means that the presbytery is making up the difference somehow. Often that comes from their own receipts, reserve funds, or investments, at the cost of the presbytery's own ministry of resourcing congregations. This is what we mean when we talk about the Presbytery Squeeze. Healthy presbyteries make for healthy congregations. The primary point of connection for congregations in the PCUSA is the presbytery. Whereas a relative few elders will ever attend a synod or General Assembly meeting, many have the opportunity to interact with the presbytery and its leadership. Many also have personal connections with the mission of their particular presbytery. When there are fewer resources at the presbytery level for staffing and mission, the result is a disconnect between congregations and the regional and national church. The financial squeeze on the presbyteries to pay the full amount and to not fund something else means fewer resources for congregations, which damages the relationships between congregations and the presbytery. If we're to have healthy and connected congregations, we have to have healthy presbyteries. The committee believes that the economic climate will continue to amplify the squeeze, that the per capita funding model is not sustainable for the church today or for the future, and we must develop new models now. You can read more at percapitaunification.org.